Hey folks, today we're going to work on a 03 Ford Focus in this video. We've got some dendritic growth on it. I'm going to show you the process of getting rid of that, show you the troubleshooting process a little bit. I mean, we don't do real in-depth on this one because I don't have a power plug for it, so it's just my experience that you're going to see actually. Anyhow, 03 Ford Focus dendritic growth was the problem with this one. It's easy to remove. Watch the video, watch it to the end if you would. Like and subscribe. I got to put this up front because as soon as you see what you need to see, you're gone. Anyhow, so that helps me out a lot. If you would like and subscribe, please do. Okay folks, today we're looking at an 03 Ford Focus ZTS 2.3 model automatic transmission. And the problem we're having is the lights are staying on, the upshift light's staying on, the ABS and the battery lights are staying on. And we're gonna see if we can't figure out what the problem is with this bad boy. Got two T10s in the back. Got a couple clips that hold on the back cover. And looking at the back of the circuit board, I can see right away we have dendritic growth in this area. So, dendritic growth can cause all kinds of weird crap to happen, like light bulbs coming on that aren't supposed to be on. So what happens is in these areas between these little circuits, this stuff starts to grow and it starts to create electrical connections that aren't supposed to be there. So we're going to need to get rid of that. That could be one of, it could be the whole problem. Let's get the front off and get it broke down so we can see the front side of the board. That clip is broke. Just boy, there's some, oh yeah, there's some brittle clips holding this thing together. Very brittle. So I'm almost to the point with this lens that I'm not going to be able to get it back on if I break another one. Alright, it's off. Hopefully salvageable. Let's get these needles off. Same old process as all the other clusters. Well, not all the other clusters, but most of them. I'm going to mark where the stops are. These needles will stop in a position. And you mark where that stop is. Just a little pencil mark is easy. It'll erase later if you are bothered by it. Twist against that stop and pull up. These come off real super easy. We've got some screws in the back here, or in the front here. Here, and here, and here. Let's go ahead and zip those out. Been a month of Sunday since I've had one of these apart, so I can't remember if these are a factor or not, but not like they're hard to get out. Alright, we're still pretty attached. We got some clips back here holding this. So we'll undo the clips, get it unclipped. And you got your board off. Doesn't look like you had to pick those 5 out. They were just holding this faceplate on. So if you don't want to take those 5 out, that's not necessary. Looking at the front of the board, let me get my glasses so I can see a little bit better. Turn on some more light in here. Don't see any of that growth on the front. So whenever I do get one of these weird problems in that just are like off the beaten path, you know, a lot of clusters we get in here that over and over and over again for the same problems. When I get one of these weird ones that doesn't really, haven't seen before or whatever, it's not like my speedometer's inoperative or anything like that, because that could be that's a whole nother path you go down. But just having weird problems like when these light bulbs are on and they're not supposed to be. I started looking for this kind of stuff. We got growth here, 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 on through here, over here. Got some happening here, here, a little bit over here. So this could be causing lots of problems. In these Chevrolets, it will cause like the thing to switch from English to Spanish to German to Portuguese, whatever. It'll cause that. It'll cause your EEPROM to corrupt sometimes, and your mileage display will go all wacky, or just quit displaying at all, or well, not quit displaying, but quit displaying properly. It'll cause parasitic draw. These clusters will start drawing power that when they're in the off, when they're supposed to be off, they'll still draw just micro amounts of current, but those micro amounts of current over time add up and kill your battery overnight. So anyhow, let's get this taken care of. Oh, and we got a mess. Hang on, I'm gonna clean up my mess before you see my bench. So I lied. I told you I was gonna clean up my workbench. I straightened it up. We're gonna go with that whole a messy desk is a sign of a brilliant mind. We're gonna go with that theory. Alright, where you get this dendritic growth off of here? It's flux and heat. So we're gonna flux the areas that we want to remove this stuff. Got a little better lighting over here, and I can see even more of it. There's a little bit there. A little bit there. This doesn't happen very often in Fords, to be honest. Happens a lot in GMs. I've seen it in another Ford, I think a truck, and it was on the front side of the board, and it was causing some weird problems there too. But for the most part, Ford's pretty good about not having this stuff occur. However, this one's pretty eaten up with it. One more over here. Little right there. Okay. On your iron, you do not want that style tip. Just from experience, you want the big chisel tip. We'll have to let it get hot before we can get it clean. See if I can get you zoomed in on this whole process here. Moving the camera, move the board to the camera, it might help out a little bit better. Alright, so when I get on this stuff will get clearer. Alright, you'll be able to see that this stuff just kind of starts to disappear. I'm trying to do this while looking through the camera, so you want to clean your area until you don't see any more of that growth. Sometimes you'll get it clean, you think you got it clean, and then you come back in a minute and clean it up with clean your flux off with the alcohol, and you find, crap, I missed some stuff. Well, just put more flux, go over it again. This heat just kind of kills that stuff, and the flux helps the heat dissipate, or not dissipate, but transfers the heat better. I can't find the words right now for what I'm looking for, but it helps it transfer onto the area, onto that growth, and kill it. I'll try to Google dendritic growth at the end of this video, and I'll get you a better definition of what exactly is occurring. Right now, to the best of my memory, it's some kind of ionic transfer, something ionic. I'm not even gonna try. I'll get it wrong. Nonetheless, you will be able to get rid of it with this method. You can see little particles of that stuff, like right there, like right there. That's all broken free now, but that's pretty significant. That stuff will, crap, I got you zoomed in now. We'll zoom back out. Y'all see the process. So zoom you back out so you can see what I'm doing. A little bit more left down there. Alright. That stuff just kind of melts away. See all them videos of things that are pleasing to do? You know, watching machinery videos, and it's just kind of hypnotizing how those things work. This is one of those processes. It's kind of cool. I like watching that stuff melt away. So this is a good example here. These two little vias here were bridged by, and that's right underneath this LED. So probably is what's causing the lights to come on, the little rogue lights that are supposed to be lighting up. I hope you're staying tuned here, because there's a little information along the way that is helpful. Now, get you some 99% alcohol and clean this flux off of here. 99% alcohol is safe for electronics. You don't want to get it down in stepper motors and stuff like that, but it's safe for cleaning up your board. Let that alcohol sit on there for a second. Starts to dilute that flux, and you come back in here with a swab, and a cotton swab will work. I use these because I like them better. They don't stick to things as easily. I use these little, they're like a little foam tip applicators. I clean with them. If it's a big old area, I will get paper towels and clean, but it's just small enough little areas that we can, and it starts to get nasty, very nasty. switch out your applicator. Get a fresh one. That crap off of there. Flux, while it helps you with your soldering process, will actually degrade the circuitry on the board. It'll kind of eat into it, and you'll start having issues with the crusty stuff on your board. I think I've got a video called Fluxing Disaster. I don't know if it's titled Fluxing Disaster, but it's I think the thumbnail says Fluxing Disaster on it. And that's a real good example of what happens. Oh, we got some flux right there that I didn't pre-treated some stuff, and then I didn't go over. Anyway, your flux will, you want it off of there. Let's just say that. You want it off of there, gone. So, it's another way of doing it. I just soaked my swab in alcohol and then went after it. You can do that. That's probably a little less messy to do it that way. Back over and dry up your alcohol. And good rule of thumb is if it's still sticky when you get done, you're not done. That flux is sticky and you want to clean it until it's not sticky anymore. So go over areas that are sticky with a fresh one. This is where I like those foam tip applicators. This, if you're using a Q-tip, man, it will grab a hold of it and you'll be having all kinds of, look like you got a t-shirt when you get done. All kinds of cotton fibers everywhere. That should do it probably on this board. Unfortunately, I do not have a power plug for an 03 Focus to fire it up, but I do see another piece right here that we missed, so let's get that. Where was it? Right there? Yeah. Just kind of looking for little dark areas too. You see if something that's kind of not the same color green as the clean vias. It tends to start on the vias. Seems like it spreads out from there. So you're looking for little dark areas on the vias that you can identify as having growth or growth starting. Go through a lot of those swabs, but they're cheap on Amazon. Just little applicators. Alright. A little stickiness over here, maybe. If you don't get all that flux off, you'll come back in here and 6 months, a year, and this thing will look like crap. It'll have brown, cracky, gooey crap everywhere, and you can easily see at that point where, and then in that other video you can see real clearly that starts to eat into circuitry, and I don't know if there's a little acid or what in the flux. I'm not sure all the components in the flux, but it's not real good for your circuits. it's easy enough to get off, so get that shit off of there. Make sure we don't have anything on this side of the board, which everything looks good on the side of the board. I'll take a look at these little header pins. These header pins right here, I don't have a reason to suspect them on this one, other than Ford is really bad about their header pins cracking. So I'm going to take a look at it under the microscope and see if I can see anything like that going on. And I can. So it's a good thing we looked. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you a shot on the camera here. See if we can zoom in and get it. Woo! I got blurry. Get back out. Get back out. Okay, now we got it. Let's focus. Okay, so there were several of those pins that have cracks. Let's see if I can gently zoom in now. Well, you get to 10 and that sucker don't want to focus anymore. Stand by, we're getting back out. See if I can get, oh, come on, focus. Get back up to 9.5. And don't know if you can see that or not. I can't see real good through the viewfinder here, but this pin, it's got some haloing going on around it. This one does also. There were several others with that. Process is very simple to fix that. Show you that real quick. We're going to switch our tip out because we need a better tip for working with smaller stuff. Or not smaller stuff, but we don't need a broad application tip here, which that chisel tip is for bigger stuff actually. Work good for dendritic growth though. It is the bomb for that. So, process to fix the cracks on the solder joints. Is heat that existing solder up until it gets molten. Add a little fresh solder to it, and you'll be good to go. I've never had an issue with this. There's some people that ask me, well, why don't you take the old solder off? Well, the old solder cracked just because of time and vibration. Given enough time and enough vibration, even this new solder is going to crack. So, but once it becomes molten, all the cracks are going to disappear. And you could probably get away without putting any new solder on, but the solder that I use has like a 40% lead, so we were going to get a little lead in there, makes the solder more pliable and more able to withstand the vibrations, a little more crack resistant. So that's why I add a little bit. This is an 03, so it's lasted 20 years so far before it had a problem. And if we get another 20 years out of it, this old car is going to be older than dirt. If I Ford Escort, what did I tell you it was? Whatever it is, it's a little cracker box. But if I had one last 40 years, I would call that a win. Alright, so all our header pins are resoldered. I believe we're going to have an effective repair. Like I said, I do not have a power-up adapter for a plug, a bench plug for this, and I don't have the car here. So we're going to have to send this back to the customer without absolutely knowing we got it fixed. and just trusting our, you know, wealth of experience, I guess, and saying that this is gonna fix it. I do this all the time, and it always works. So I've got complete confidence in it. So anyhow, that's that. Let's get it back together. Get over here on this bench. Okay, we're back over here. Set up. We're gonna put our faceplate back on. We're gonna put our T10s back in place. A couple of the rusty looking ones here we're gonna put in the back because. Alright. You want to try to get things as stable as possible before you start setting your needles back on there so they're in their original positions. Knocking my camera around when we're searching for my screws. Alright. Put the back on here. Snap in there. Sometimes the clips don't want to clip, sometimes they unclip and then they don't want to clip back. That's on there correctly. There we go. Alright, now that you got everything stable, put your needles on. I set them up here a little bit and I rotate around to the mark that I made. Sometimes I have to search a little bit for that mark so that the stop is exactly in the same position it was when I got the cluster. So you can see that the stop is up there. We just rotate it until the stop is right there. Okay. And you can take a pencil, remove your little marks at this point so that nobody's going, what the hell is that inside there? And try to get this lens on very gently, because if you remember those clips are trying to break, so that's on there. Shoot it with a little glass cleaner, microfiber towel. Somebody's cleaned this lens with something that was a little caustic to plastic, so it's got some spots on it that aren't coming off. This is a good time if you're going to do it. There's some plastic cleaner that I have. Seems to work pretty good. I think it's called Plastics or something. Hell if I could find it right now. Anyhow, so you can, it's a lightly abrasive plastic, like a polishing compound. Or not really, okay, when I say polishing compound, you are thinking automobiles and cars and things, and it's not like a rubbing compound. This is specific for plastics. So you can use that on there, and sometimes it'll get some of those spots and some of those surface scratches out. And don't get crazy on it or it's just going to get worse. So that's got you covered on your 03 Ford Focus. think I called it an Escort earlier. It's a Focus. And having its weird problems with lighting and etc. Should have that covered. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Spend a lot of time putting these videos together and editing and putting thumbnails up and doing all kinds of stuff. All you guys got to do is hit a couple buttons, and it sure helps me out a lot. It makes a huge difference to me. So been trying to get the whole monetized thing going here, and about halfway there. So appreciate the ones who have, and I'm going to appreciate you if you do. So like and subscribe, help me out. We'll keep putting these videos out. Thank you so much. I saw I missed 2 screws. We'll put those in. Don't forget your 2 screws in the back. There we go. Done.